Despite more grim economic numbers, the markets rallied quite sharply this week. Stocks that benefit from people staying at home, such as Microsoft, Google, and Amazon, led the pack. The Treasury announced some amazing new numbers on the amount of debt it's going to be issuing. Congress seems deadlocked on the new rescue plan. Let me catch you up on the events of the week and also tell you some ways to earn money on your cash that's much higher than you're getting from the banks, and also to borrow more cheaply. I'm Jordan Goodman, America's Money Answers man, and this is the Money Answers Week in Review. The number of Americans filing for unemployment grew by 3.2 million in the latest week, bringing the total to 33.5 million. Now, as bad as that is, it's still half the 6 million that declared for unemployment 2 weeks earlier. Still, the unemployment rate soared in April to its highest level since the 1930s, and the number of jobs lost was the highest in over 20 years. Oil prices actually rose quite sharply, from $10 a barrel about 3 weeks ago, now to about $25 a barrel, as the markets think the economy is going to recover as businesses reopen. In fact, several states, such as South Carolina, Texas, and Georgia, did reopen their businesses. The stock market has been up because investors think the economy is going to get better, and therefore the leading companies are going to do quite well. The tech-heavy NASDAQ has clearly been leading the S&P 500 and the Dow Jones Industrials. Some of the big companies like Microsoft has been up 16% so far this year, Apple up 4%, and Amazon up 28%, as investors realize more and more people are going to be buying everything they need online. The most amazing news of the week was that the Treasury is going to issue $3 trillion in the second quarter alone. That's on top of having issued $1.5 trillion in the previous month or so. They have to fund all these huge rescue programs that Congress is passing. Luckily, interest rates are quite low, so it's going to be done relatively cheaply. The 10-year Treasury is now yielding about 0.6%, for example. The Treasury also said it's going to start issuing 20-year bonds for the first time in many, many years. Congress seems deadlocked on what the next rescue package should be. Democrats want to put about $1 trillion into the coffers of states and municipalities that are having their revenues plunge and their expenses soar dramatically. The Republicans are resisting that idea and instead want to put through a package of tax cuts. It's unclear right now if they're going to be able to come to some kind of resolution. A question I get all the time is, how can I earn more in my cash and borrow more cheaply? You might want to take a look at peer-to-peer lending. Here's the way it works. When you want to be borrowing, you put in information about yourself, and the interest rate you get depends on your credit history and your ability to repay. On the other side, if you want to lend money, you can choose the level of risk you take. If you take the low level of risk, you'll earn about 6 to 8%. The high level of risk, you'll earn 15% or more. Now, expect to get some defaults because not everybody's going to pay on time, but if you have a diversified portfolio in peer-to-peer lending, over a long time, you should earn much more than you're getting from a bank or money market fund. What you want to do is to go to the link in the video description below to find out more about my affiliate, Prosper. I want you to have the tools and knowledge you need to improve your personal finances in these very tricky times, and hopefully this has been helpful. I'm Jordan Goodman, and this has been the Money Answers Week in Review for the week of May 4th.